Hey guys, welcome to episode 151 of Build a House with me, Jim. Thanks for coming back. Viewership has been down lately, undoubtedly because it's a pretty boring channel. I'll admit it. But under the circumstance, I don't mind. I'm just keeping everything journalized, and it's worked out really quite well for me, especially when I'm feeling a little bit down about my progress. I go back 1, 2, 3 years ago and watch some of those first videos, and it's like, holy crap, I have come a long way. It's just staggering. But we're going to be doing the window installation this episode, or at least some of them. Still collecting information on how to install windows. There's more to it than meets the eye, and there's some hardware and procedure stuff that I gotta know, so I'm figuring that out prior to getting started. And I had an HVAC specialist come over yesterday and actually give me a price on installing the HVAC system. Now, what the HVAC system is, it's basically an intake and an outtake for your house, but they go to every room. You've got an in and an out, air in and out of every room. And what that does is keeps your house not from, they make you build houses these days so tight. Everything has to be acoustically sealed. The house just doesn't breathe like it did back in the old days. And so in order to counter that, they want you to have an HVAC system, so you're pumping air all around all the time. I mean, under normal circumstances, you open a window, if your house gets a little stuffy, you have ceiling fans in bathrooms and kitchens. If you're cooking bacon, you got a fan there to take out the humidity. But no, we got to pump air all through the house, and the installation of the system. So I think I'm going to have them do it, just because it's going to be another trade I have to learn. And for what? I've learned a whole bunch of trades in the last 4 years, and I mean, I'm probably only going to use them once, I think. A hell of a waste to learn all this and not build another house. But I'm not really young, but I'm not really old, so we'll see what happens. But nonetheless, it'll fuel inject everything, speed things up, and we'll get into the electrical almost instantaneously. Once the windows are installed, it'll be electrical's done, and then I'll be locked up at that point. So that's exciting thoughts for me. Anyway, let's do episode 151. It should be a good episode. Thanks for coming back, and we'll see how this up goes. All right, the HVAC dudes are here and starting the installation of the HVAC system. It's always a treat when people come around here and do a little work. I'll see what I can get, and maybe we can learn something. This would have taken me a while, I can tell you that. Look at this, guys. How awesome is that? I know it's dark in here, but look at this. One guy did this in 5 hours. Incredible. Absolutely fabulous. So they're having to terribly, which is unfortunate, it's hard to describe in words this task that they have to deal with, but they need to get a 4-inch pipe through the floor. Of course, these are only 3.5 inches wide. So they have to compress the metal into an oval shape to fit it through. And in order to do that, they literally have to grind their way through 3 inches and 5/8 of material like I did. All right, these guys are working on the HVAC system day 2. And I had a big ask of them today that's going to add a few hours work, but totally complied and said that they would do the extra work. I'll show you what it entailed later. In the meantime, someone saw that bench that I refurbished and built for it was a few episodes ago. I built like a garden bench, and they said, I love your garden bench. You wouldn't have to have an extra one, and could you refurbish it with my specifications? And I said, I happen to have a few, like I said in the video, had about 6 or 7, just been collecting them through the years, and I decided to let one go and build them one, and here it is. A little bit of a different color scheme. This time we went with green ends and treated slats. So I think they'll enjoy that. I'm just loading it up now. Okay guys, day 2 of the HVAC installation. And you can see this is what I was talking about here. This line here was going to be tucked into the corner of this wall. And I said to the guy, man, it's gonna be very difficult for me to poly in behind it and stuff. And I know it's a ton more work. Lots of holes needed to be drilled, but he was really happy to comply, and he says, we'll do it. Don't worry about it. So it's gonna save me boxing in this unit. Also, if I ever had to get access to any of these plumbing lines, I don't know why, but if I ever did, who knows? Maybe I want to plumb in something down here, and I had to tie into these. That's not going to be in the way. So let's take a quick boo around the house after day 2, and we'll go into the mechanical room here. Let's see. Now the HRV unit will hang here on, I suppose I could film this when it's all done, but you can see all this stuff going in here. Super fun. And this will hang a big unit. It'll draw air in and take air out of the house, effectively pumping 35% of the warm air out of the house 24/7. So I'm not really sure how that fits into the environmental plan, but that's what they want you to do in order to get your occupancy permit. Let's take a look here. I love this stuff. This is really great. I don't think I could have done this, guys. I know I couldn't have. I'm gonna learn another trade, right? I thought I was gonna do this shit myself, but yeah, so that's that. These go, look at this. To have to carve through the wall is a task indeed. And then as we go upstairs, oh yeah, here's so basically what it is, these HRV systems, for every room, they're pumping in fresh air and circulating it, I guess. I'm not really sure how it works, the in and out of it all, but you can see we put one in the, this is the pantry. So things, I don't know, there's no window in here, so it might be good to actually have air movement in the pantry. And then of course, hooking up all the stuff for the mounts for the the oven, pardon me. There's the oven vent. You can see that there. Hitting the fuel injection button and nitrosing into the future. That's the way it feels like. Today's the day, guys. It's one of those epic cha-cha-cha moments in the history of this channel. And I've got the window schematics, if you will, and they should be here very shortly. Got a warning call that the truck is on its way. So I've cleared out this spot here because I think that's probably the best place to put them. As I'm waiting for the truck here, I'm looking at this perimeter drain water mitigation that I put in. Okay guys, this is it, the big day. Has landed. There you go. And I get to keep these racks. I'm a little worried about the wind, but I don't think they're going to blow over. So these guys have been great. Successfully dropped the windows off without any incident. And as you know, that kind of thing can happen if you don't recall the remember the roof ladders? And they all fell apart when the guy dropped them off. So I'm always a little bit cautious. Anything can happen in this business. Anything can happen to any one of us at any time for any reason. So just try to prevent it. I love these things. They just kind of hang on to the back of the truck and they're good to go. There it is, guys. It's very hard to tell. I mean, there's so many here. I know where this one goes. This is the back door. To the side of the back door, which is perfect. I might be able to install that one by myself today. Okay, here we are. And I'm attempting to install my first window. They do give you these shim clips. Looks like there's 1/4 inch and 1/8 inch clips. They probably go like this, so you can pull them on the hook. Okay, this may be a two-man job. I don't know, folks. I don't know. Let's try this. See what happens. Okay, so I've watched a bunch of different videos which all tell you to do something basically different, but it would seem that this is the consensus. So this will go over the flange. Basically, you silicone the sides and the top. It seals it. Don't seal the bottom, just in case any moisture condensation gets caught in behind there. It can weep out, and there's nothing prohibiting that moisture to have a path out. So, I don't know. Let's check this out. Okay, so this is a sealant. As usual, I like the LePage product line. Used it pretty much all through the construction of the house. This is Quad Max window and door and siding sealant. So yeah, these have to go the right way. They have these weep holes at the bottom, which is really high tech. They've taken a drill and drilled 2 holes. All right, well, I'm fooling around with this window a bit more today, and I had a window installer, come by and gave me a little crash course on what to do. All right, guys, here's number 2. There is number 2. I'm not going to put the flashing on any of the lower half of the windows because, based on some research that I did, metal siding has built-in flashings in their J-molding. The J-molding will go around any water that hits the outside, hits the J-molding, and then goes around the window. So I'm not going to spend a bunch of time installing flashings that I might not even need. And then if I do need them later, I'll add them later. But let's focus on getting the windows in, and then we'll go back around and deal with whatever has to happen. So number 2, guys, it's awesome. There's another one over here. Somewhere in here. Yeah, there's one here, and there's one here. And there's, where is it here? It's here. So now here's kind of a bit of the leftover of the metal fence that I did in this. And then I kind of like this. Imagine that for your house siding. right? You're done and done for 50 years until they make us all live in plastic boxes. Anyway, let's carry on with this next one. This is pretty cool that this is happening. Unfortunately, I don't have any help as of yet. Unfortunately, there was a little delay. So we'll get some help in a couple weeks here. Maybe even before then. We'll see what happens. We'll just go with the flow. That's the way the universe wants it. I can tell. Okay, that's the third one in, guys. It's such a weird feeling. And how about this daylight savings time, huh? Who thought of that? I voted gone.